What's up, everyone? It is tea time with Robyn. I am T. She is Robyn. We are on the Build in Buffalo Network. Go over there and check out some amazing content Monday through Sunday. But we are here right now. What's up, Robyn? How you doing?
Oh my goodness. Well, I was just so proud of myself for starting the show without cracking up.
I know, right? Well, the music. This week wasn't warranted for the music, but every time we come on, it's like something is going on with the music, right?
Oh, we have stuff going on.
Yes.
There's always stuff going on.
Ooh, I got this on. My bad. But so everybody exhale. It's gonna be okay. Okay, it's gonna be all right. We are into week 11 right now. We are going to be discussing week 10 Indy game. What's up, Sandra? Sandra. I say Sandra. I just want people to understand. I do know her name is Sandra, but it's a running joke for me and Mike. But it's all good. Anyway, the Bills went to Indy, and Josh has never won there before. Josh has actually never played there before, so that explains why he's never won there before. Went there. 5 straight for the Buffalo Bills right now. Won the game 30-20. It was one of those. Love that Teron Johnson. Shout out to Teron Johnson. But Josh was off, right? He was off. We're going to get into the things that we liked, some things that we didn't like. But let's start with the things that we enjoyed and what we liked. I got to give it to Matt Collins, man. He stepped up. He stepped up. When our guys were down, we didn't have Keon Coleman. We didn't have Cooper. And who would have thunk it? Hollins. Hollins?
Hollins. And it's possible that we may see more of that. The chemistry, I think, between Hollins and Josh is unique and still developing. They're still just getting used to one another. But when you think about Josh Allen, you think about receivers, and I don't know why Trey White's thing came to my mind always when you talk about Josh Allen catching his passes, and Trey White says, and those wide receivers are going to have a few broken fingers because he throws the ball so hard. I do think that there are some receivers that have to get used to that. But Matt Collins is not one of them. He looks like, to me, he has extremely strong hands. And that's important in developing a relationship with Josh because he puts a heater on and you better be able to catch it.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, I gotta sneeze. Again, I was shocked that, it stepped up. I think it was 86 yards.
He had a good game.
He did have a good game. Shakir had an all right game too. I love the fact that it was not just one dominant position. Our running backs came through. I'm gonna need for James Cook to have a different celebration, please, sir.
Oh my God!
Can you please stop doing that? Just for me. I love that you made the touchdown, but the flipping over is just every time he does, I'm just like, oh my God, why is he doing that?
Please don't do it.
Don't do it again. And shout out to him. He won the my angry run this week as well.
Yes, he did.
Shout out to James Cook for that. Seeing that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm not mad at that. That run was really actually impressive too because he was kind of stopped and he popped back out. And he had more yards.
Yes.
Something I didn't add to the list. What was up with the guy hitting Josh when Josh was trying to get the first down and he was
in the head, punching him in the head?
Yes.
We're going to talk about. So let's save that for Spill the Tea as part of our about Spill the Tea because I have issues with that. Serious issues with how that went unnoticed. And as far as I know, I didn't read anywhere where there were
he got fined. I didn't see it either though, but we'll talk about it. We'll
Yes.
definitely talk about it. I love the fact that the adjustments happen in third quarter. Um, I mean, go ahead.
No, I'm with you, but I want to go back just to for a second when you were talking about James Cook.
Uh huh.
Just to add, I think I enjoyed watching Ray Davis, and I think that he needs to be incorporated more in our offense because he is so hard to bring down and he has really good hands. I think he could do a lot in the short passing game.
I
And I
heard this why he's not on the field. Not to cut you off. I heard why
know,
he's not on the field. I heard that defense would know if Ray Davis is in there, they know that they're going to run the ball. You can kind of disguise that with James
mhm,
Cook to where
mhm.
James could, catch the ball in the backfield. He can line up actually as a wide receiver. So with Ray Davis, you're really committing to the run if he's in there, they say.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it would be nice if they altered that a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and switch things up. But because I think Ray Davis brings something to the
Different.
running game that the Cook, even Ty Johnson doesn't. Davis is extremely hard to bring down.
Yeah.
And if he gets any space at all, he's gone. We
I
saw
like all of our wide receivers
I
because you
love
know
him.
what?
Our room is the best wide receiver room in 20 years.
Him and Shakir, like Cook and Shakir just when you think he's like done, he finds a little pocket. It's like Cook too. They find a little pocket, and you're like, "Oh, that was not. Oh, he's still going. Oh no, first down." It's just they make
Crazy.
themselves so small to
Mhm.
where it's like, how did you do that?
They do that. How in the
Yeah.
world did they do that? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. The other thing you were talking about in terms of the adjustments in the third quarter, I think was where you were going
Mm-hmm.
next. That, to me, the adjustments that this team is making from the first half to the beginning of the second half,
Mm-hmm.
whatever Bobby Babbage is seeing, doing whatever in terms of making adjustments, it's normally you see that with every team, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
see them, okay, they made adjustments. This is better in the second half. But it's so dramatic with the Bills, right? Their first half, they're bumbling around and they get scored on and they're not organized in their heads. And then all of a sudden they come back in the third quarter and just kick butt.
Well,
So
Jonathan Taylor had 100 and something yards in the first half, and I'm just like,
and then what in the second half? Like 6 yards or something?
6 yards, yeah. So I'm just like, wow,
That's an adjustment. Like
it's
that's
major,
like an adjustment on roids. Right? I
right?
mean,
Right.
seriously, I don't know what Babbage does, but whatever he does, keep doing it because it's working. Whatever he does.
Joe, if I'm putting this out there, if anybody wants 4 tickets for Sunday,
Oh,
section 223, row 3, my family and I won't be able to go to the game. DM Joe. So I put it out there for you, Joe, and I
thanks,
will
Joe.
retweet this again
If I
or
wasn't
tweet
in
it again.
Wyoming, I'd take you up on it.
But yes, love the adjustment to the third quarter. Love the fact that
Yes.
we were getting ran over. I thought there was going to be another Jonathan Taylor
Our
game.
game against us, right? I thought so too. I tried to calm myself with I kept saying to myself, remember what Taron Johnson said. Remember what he said. Remember what he said. They let the running game go so that they can make sure that the passing game doesn't take off. But then I'm
But
thinking to myself, but who do the Colts have to throw the ball to?
Robyn,
What?
this should be waited later for that didn't enjoy, but
Yeah,
I can't.
yes.
Damar Hamlin, what in the bell pepper is going on here? He's always out of position.
Girl, I love the man dearly, but he needs to sit. It's time for Cole Bishop. Cole Bishop, when he played a little bit, when you
Yeah.
watch him, he's playing like he's ready. He's playing like he's ready. When he gets his few reps or whatever, he's
Ah.
playing really well on special teams. We drafted him in the second round, for God's sakes. Could we please put the man on the field?
And
Taylor
DeMar
Rapp,
is slow.
I will give credit where credit is due, because I believe Taylor Rapp might be, if not one of the most improved players
From
for the
last
team
year.
this year, from
Yes.
last
Oh,
year.
yeah.
Here, it's night and day. He's so much better. But I love you, DeMar, but you don't take the right angles.
Angle ever.
That's something that you can't teach. You either know that or you
Or you
don't.
don't. Yes.
So, yeah, I'm with
This
you.
is the second time that he, even with, I want to say it was with the Ravens game. And not even that, the only person who stopped Jonathan Taylor from getting that touchdown was Williams. And he was behind DeMar. He outran DeMar and tackled. See, I should have waited for that. Didn't enjoy, but I couldn't because we were talking about
It's Cole Bishop
the run game.
time. Please. It's Cole Bishop time. Please. It's Cole Bishop.
Well, let's stay on the side of enjoyment.
Yeah, for a minute.
Gregory Rousseau. He's going to get his money. Gregory Rousseau is going to get his money.
And he'd be worth every penny of it.
Yeah, he's stepping up. He's definitely stepping up. The main thing for me is he's healthy. Because the last few years, he's not.
And it's been stuff where he's been able to play, but not to his full potential.
Right.
And that's it's really good to see him play healthy.
And not only is he getting pressure and getting sacks, but he's stopping the run.
Oh, big time. Big time. And we need that help with run defense.
Mm-hmm.
We need it because too many teams run too effectively against the Bills.
Because we're light package. And
how are you going to take Taron Johnson off the field? If you're going to put a third linebacker in, you're going to take Taron Johnson off the field?
I know, but how are you going to take Darian Williams off the field when you bring Matt Milano in? Darian Williams is playing really good. And I get it. I get it. I get their scheme. I get their defensive scheme. I get it. So understand it. But damn, you're going to take him off when he's actually leading the league in tackles, I think, or maybe top 5 in tackles. And you're going to remove him off the field. That's a hard decision. I'm glad I'm not the GM. I'm glad I'm not the head coach because you got to explain that. And I know Matt Milano.
I think they're going to find ways. I think what you're going to see is them go more often out of their standard base defense in the 4-2-5. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to put him on the field in certain situations, in certain matchups. What I don't know is who's going off the field, because I honestly think you have to keep Johnson on the field. So I don't know whether Johnson becomes like a de facto safety or what, but they have to find a way to make it happen, make the numbers work.
And that's, like you said, that's their base, and that slot, that's but bread and butter. That's their thing. They like that. So yeah,
they're good at it.
Yes.
So I believe it's going to be matchup based, but I don't think that Dorian's just going to sit. I think they're going to find in certain packages. They're going to use him more in certain situations because he is so good. Yeah. And let's not forget, Balin Spector is going to be gone. So
he's on IR. I think this is last year anyway. I do. Probably. I truly believe it. Speaking of that, Seattle released
Tyrell Dodson.
Yeah. I knew he wasn't going to come to the Bills. They were 31 or 30th or something like that. He wouldn't have. Miami. Our little cousins.
Well, the good news there is that we all know what warts he has in his game, because he's not. The reason why he didn't get re-signed is because he's not that good in coverage.
But also, too, he suited what the Buffalo Bills needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Buffalo Bills, certain guys in the scheme with the Buffalo Bills, you will flourish. As soon as you go somewhere else, it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. But yes, that's Sandra. Gregory, so Jefferson got a cover sack. Loved it.
For him.
Yes, loved
and
it.
Austin Johnson, man, he's the intercepting king of the world. Holy moly, never has one in his entire career and has 2 in a couple of weeks.
I know,
that's
right?
Amazing. I mean, that's amazing. Hey, let's let it happen.
Yeah.
Because we're going to need that. We're going to talk about this later, but we're going to need that kind of stuff against the Chiefs.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
So, okay, let's go.
Let's go. We got to talk about some things that we did not enjoy. And Josh didn't play well. We can say it, guys. I've said this to you before. It is okay if we say that Josh Allen didn't play well in a game. Or what you could say some negative things about Josh. It's okay. He has thick skin. It's all right. He's gonna be fine. He didn't play well. He looked off. Not saying that he was rushing or nothing like that, or he was trying to create things that wasn't there. I just thought he didn't play well. Personally.
I agree. The numbers are sometimes a little hinky, and they don't tell you the kinds of things that you can't see by the numbers in terms of like whether or not there's that mental stuff going on with him. I didn't see the sugar high Josh.
No.
As much as I saw the Josh that looked, in my opinion, disconnected with the wide receivers. Now, mind you, of course, without Keon, without Amari, but Amari hasn't been on the team that long. So Josh hasn't even really established much chemistry with Amari, and he's been injured for the last couple of weeks. And Keon, he was just getting started, getting the mojo with him.
I hate that. I hate that he got injured because I thought he was just about to just take off.
Yes. Well, hopefully he's going to be back and things are going to be better. But it was a difficult day for Josh, particularly in the first half. And yes, Quentin Jefferson had a sack that we just talked about that. It was amazing. A good coverage sack at that. So then Josh throws 2 picks. Okay. And
ugly picks.
Yeah, one of them especially. One of them, I think it was tipped a little bit. So that one I can kind of let go of. But the other one was like, Josh.
I think for the one that he got, it was and he's a good slot cornerback too. Moore. Kenny Moore the second, or Kenny Moore. So I think what it was supposed to be, he thought he was going to continue down, and he didn't. He jumped it, and Josh threw it, and I was just like, "Hey, that's a great play on."
Sometimes you just have to give him credit, right?
You got to give him credit. I mean, he gets paid too, and he's good. So, I mean, it is what it is. 2 picks, and you still won the game. I'm with it.
I am.
Flacco, threw 5, didn't he?
I really need to see from Josh, especially against the Chiefs. You cannot take the first half off. You cannot take it. It cannot take 2 quarters for you to find your rhythm on offense. It cannot.
Execution. And we're going to talk about the Chiefs game, but you have to execute. You have Andy Reid over there. You have DC Spagnolis. I can't never pronounce his name. Spags. He's over there. He is going to take advantage of you missing and not executing. This Kansas City game, we'll talk about it. But anyway.
We'll talk about it. But the one thing you led into this, the one thing that also we did not enjoy and we need to see stop are the penalties. The pre-snap penalties especially. Please, we're halfway through the season. We shouldn't be having a problem with pre-snap penalties.
What did we do? I could see if it was the first 3 games. Right. Even in preseason. Okay, get it out. Preseason. First 3 games. All right. We are halfway. Why are we still doing this?
Can't do it. Can't do it against Kansas City.
No.
Can't do it.
You definitely can't do that against Kansas City. Thank you, John. Please like and share, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
But yeah, you cannot. Oh my goodness. I was like, why? Nine penalties. Like, come on, y'all.
Can't do it. I mean, execution has to be better than that. Has to be cleaner than that. Can't do it.
No, you cannot do it. But what we are going to do right now, we're going to
Is
spill some tea.
For me, come on, just spill that. Come on, just spill that. Spill that tea for me. Spare no dirty deed. Yeah, tell me everything. Come on, just spill that.
all that talk about penalties actually leads into this very well, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It does. So we got spill the tea. I'm going to have Robyn amp this up because this was her spill the tea.
Well, both of us were thinking about all of the unusual calls that seem to happen in the favor of the Chiefs. It's a known discussion point across the league. And I think it's a worthy discussion for us to have about the refs and the lack of consistency in play calling and questioning why does it always seem like Kansas City has an advantage in terms of getting calls that crucial times that work in their favor. There's some discussions that we won't talk about today about rumors that are going around about that sort of thing, and we'll just kind of leave it at that. But I just need to say that this year, this season in particular for me, the level of inconsistency that I see between one ref group and another ref group, that seems to be a bigger divide. To me, it just seems a bigger divide than it has in the past. I don't know what your thoughts are.
You're not going to be happy about the fishing crew coming into this game against the Buffalo Bills.
Not Sean Hockley.
No, but the guys are 0-5 when they ref Kansas City. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. Listen, I am not a fan, especially when it comes to my team and officiating. But when it's not a worldwide, but when it's
league-wide,
a league-wide issue, I can watch a game tonight because it's tonight's game is Eagles versus Washington Commanders.
Oh, that should be a good game.
That's going to be a good one. And some officiating that happened, even the Minnesota game, at the last play when Sam Darnold, and the ref is right there because you're supposed to be in the end zone and you're looking right at him and you don't call a face mask and that man's face turned and you called nothing?
Or how about when Josh got punched in the helmet?
Not one time.
3 times, I think.
He was just like, what is that? What? And you're standing right there again, sir. And you see nothing. Come on. Or speaking of the Kansas City game, so there's a thing going around right now, and I should have sent you this one, is that the lady official called Taylor Swift, spoke to Taylor Swift before she was going to ref their game. I don't know if to talk to my niece or get tickets, whatever the case may be. Y'all know Taylor Swift is connected to Kansas City. Y'all know that. And you're about to ref their game. Come on. What are we doing here?
It's not, the optics on that are so bad. This is what I'm talking about, though, in terms of this lack of consistency that I see between groups of refs. And you see this kind of chatter, going on with all of the, I don't know. I'm so done with the referees and the inconsistencies this year that I'm almost getting to the point where I expect bad calls, and that's not a good place to be. I don't have a tremendous amount of faith that there's going to be, like I said, consistency from one game to the next. So if you get called 5 times for holding in one game And the next game, you try to correct yourself and you're still getting calls and so on and so on. That's one thing, right? But if it's happening with one group of refs, but then the next game it's not, you're doing the same thing and that's not getting called. I don't know how the players adjust for that in their minds, right? Because
you're messing with the
credibility of the game.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And as a fan, because besides watching my team, as a fan, I watch football and I enjoy watching football. I hate to see flag after flag after flag. That's not an enjoyable game. No. It's like you're taking away the purity of football. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, just God, you know how you could just alleviate all this is just hire full-time refs. That's it.
How we do something like maybe use a technology today that's been available for God knows how long, instead of dragging those chains out to determine if somebody gets a first down. That comes from the days of the Roman Empire. We can do better than that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But
you know what's so funny about that? You say that. They've done all this technology. They have a freaking camera that slides down the whole damn field, but you still got chains measuring first downs.
Still got chains. We still got the chain game coming out every week. We got the chain game coming
crazy.
Out. Oh, they missed that first down by this. Like their eyes can really see that closely.
Come on, we've all seen where they move the ball. We've all seen that as well. So.
Sandra made a good point right there when she was talking about they should find the refs big time, make them accountable. I believe it. I'm with you. They should be held accountable.
Do that, they will correct themselves because they're going to be fined if not. Because if you're going back and seeing guys, the Jordan Poyer one, right? You went and fined him. Like you went and fined freaking Spencer Brown for sticking up for his quarterback. Like. What are we doing? He was talking to him.
But that's what I mean.
Isn't trash talking part of the team?
The next ref group that would come in wouldn't do a thing, right? So there's that the lack of consistency drives me crazy. And this Spill the Tea is perfect for leading into us talking about how to beat the Chiefs.
Yes, it does. Look at you segueing, Queen. All right. I'm
the queen.
You are a queen. So next is the Kansas City Chiefs, guys. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs come to Buffalo. Kansas City hasn't lost at all, even since last year. I think they're 15-0 right now. But right now they're 9-0. And I don't know. Robyn, I don't know how I should feel about this. The Bills are 3-1 in the regular season. But they can't get it done in the playoffs. I don't know how I feel about this game, to be quite honest with you. I wish we don't even have to play them and just play them in the playoffs, because if we beat them, okay, but you can't beat them in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Beat them in the playoffs, period. Right? I mean, we got to do it before that monkey's going to get off our back.
Yeah.
It's going to be there. And it's there with good reason. However, there are some things that we have to talk about that we can do to improve the odds that the Bills can do this. Because even if we haven't beat them in the playoffs, beating them in the regular season is a good thing. And so we absolutely have to. We need this game. It would put us within range of still getting the number one seed if Kansas City falters. And who's to say that they won't? We still have a number of games left. Mm-hmm. They might still lose a game or two. But
I thought they were going to lose last week, but horseshoe. They have a horseshoe up their ass or something. I don't know. I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. I don't know. We are all familiar with Kansas City. It's like we play them every freaking year. Every year. Twice on Sundays. But Patrick Mahomes, we know what he can and cannot do. We understand that they save. The crazy thing about it, they save plays for the playoffs. Like this team, if I wasn't a Bills fan, I wouldn't be a fan of Kansas City. I'm not going there. I would probably just look at the team with like, wow, like you have all this talent, you can save plays. Like I have to give it to Andy Reid. I never listen. I hated Bill Belichick. I hated him. Brilliant. He just might be on the level. Andy Reid might just be on that level of a Bill Belichick because he is so masterful when it comes to his offense. He really is. And he has the right quarterback, too.
Boy, does he ever.
And and I hate to say this, but
well, in order to beat the Chiefs, well, one thing that's good is that the game is in Buffalo. That's always a plus to have it at home. But there absolutely has to be an effort to have as clean a game as possible. You can't shoot yourself in the foot and expect to beat them.
Right.
So you can't beat yourself. But I'm going to go back to what I have been preaching all season long, and that is run the ball. If you can find a way to run the ball, that makes everything easier because the clock winds down, keep Patrick Mahomes and the offense off the field, and you develop confidence in your passing game if your running game is established. So I'm just going to go right out there and say, and it doesn't even have to be like a traditional running game. How about a few little bubble passes, screen passes, that sort of thing to the running backs? Something that is going to keep the clock ticking and keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. But
what if I told you this? What if I told you that the Buffalo Bills in that playoff game had the ball, had the time of possession and still lost?
Well, that was was that 13 seconds?
No, that was last year.
Oh.
But it's those plays. It's those little plays that happen. It's the play that if Josh would have took Stephon Diggs in the middle of the field or go for the Shakir, and he went for the Shakir. If Deion Dawkins would have held up his block a little longer, that was a touchdown. Like those little things that happen play big roles in a game. You know what I'm saying?
Against the Chiefs, they do.
Right, it do matter. I mean, Tyler Bass, I hope he doesn't get, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's another talking point because this is a game for Tyler Bass, isn't it?
It's like him going right back to, oh my God, this is why. Yeah. I didn't even think about that till just right now. It's like
so it's you know what, though? The good thing is Bass has had a good couple of games. I think his confidence is back.
Yeah.
He hit that 61-yarder. I think in his mind, he's kind of righted the ship. And I expect him to come out and have a good game. I really do.
Yeah. I just said that. Thanks, Joey. What did you say here? They should have used haven't been on either. Well, I don't know if they can even do that, to be quite honest with you.
I don't even know who assigns the ref.
Yeah, I just think it's true. I don't know how that happens when it comes to rough assignments. But I think Pacheco is back this week. I don't know if he plays. Juju is back this week. They said he was limited, but he should play.
Juju and D-Hop scare the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Let alone Kelsey.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chiefs are loaded. Now, one thing we haven't mentioned, excuse me, but I think it should be noted is that Patrick Mahomes is playing on a bum ankle.
Yeah, he is. He
was taped up so tight in that last game against Denver. Mm-hmm. So I expect that he probably has like a mild high ankle sprain. That's the way that it looks. And if so, the Bills better make him uncomfortable. And
I think also too is what the Kansas City. Yeah, I don't know, but Kansas City, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes, because he's something like Josh, but he's like Kyler Murray.
Yes,
because Kyler Murray can get out of a situation because he's so freaking small. And so is Patrick Mahomes.
Big
Like
time.
when you think you got him, you don't.
You
Right?
don't.
So the containment when it comes to Patrick Mahomes is like those edges are going to have to be, you're going to have to contain them like that. And their tackles are weak. If the Bills are going to be able to do anything, it's going to have to be Gregory Rousseau, have to be Von Miller, it's going to have to be AJ Epinesa. It's going to have to be the guys on the edge.
And Ed Oliver needs to have a game.
He needs to have a game.
Thank you.
He needs to have a game. But we're going to be without some guys this week. And I was seeing in the comments that they said Cooper might be back, which is good because we need him. We need him. If we don't have him, okay. But I think that's a big drop off because we're going in there with Shakir. We're going in there with Hollins. We're going in there with Dawson Knox. Dalton Kincaid, I don't know if he was limited in walkthrough. We signed some guys up from the practice squad. It doesn't look good. And this defense with Kansas City is real. Like it's real, you know. But I did have a question for you. I wanted to ask you about Dalton Kincaid and your take on him this year.
Yeah, we spoke briefly before the show about this, and I'm just going to say straight up, as far as my own expectations for Dalton this year, he has not met those expectations. He's been dropping passes that kind of surprised me a couple of times, but he also doesn't seem to have that same chemistry that he had last year with Josh. I don't know what's going on. I do know that he had to work on his tackling, and I haven't really had a chance to eyeball that to see how he's doing. But overall, I'd say that I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I just thought he would be more of a, I don't know, point of Josh and him having some type of connection better than it had last year. Coming into this season, I truly thought Dalton Kincaid would be option one because of the connection with Josh and him. And now it's just like he might even be option three because we had to go out and get a wide receiver because they felt that what they had was not good enough. I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. And I know he's been injured. But also, too, you went out and got this guy, and you've seen that he can fit in this offense, and it's just not clicking right now. And I don't know why.
And hopefully that changes. We've got a lot of games left before the playoffs.
Yeah.
Hopefully that changes. But it doesn't help when he goes out, and then there's this questionable knee injury and all of that. So
and he was Mr. Secure Hands when he came into in the NFL. So yeah. I don't know. This game, to me, I always get nervous before a game, and I haven't really been that crazy nervous. But this one right here is going to be one of those games. I might not even watch this game.
Watch it afterwards if they win.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel stepped up.
Oh, he did, but he still is not – he's not playing to the level –
he's not 100%.
He's not, and I can only guess that he's had turf toe, and that can be a chronic thing. And are they saving him for the playoffs? Basically just nodding him along during the season and giving him a few hits here and there, and then maybe featuring him more in the playoffs. It would be great if Curtis Samuel had a breakout game because we're paying him decent money. He's not underpaid. And I think that he has not lived up to the value of his contract. So that's my opinion about him.
I know, like it's just, and you really truly forget that he's even in the offense because he's been removed from the offense. So I totally forgot to even mention him
last week. And
I was happy to see that he had a few catches. To be quite honest, I'm rooting for Curtis Samuel because I think he can stretch the field for Josh, even though. Yeah, even though Josh doesn't throw those bombs like that anymore, but if the threat is there, you have to respect the threat. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So thank you, John. Yes, the Kansas City game starts at 4:25
Right.
on Sunday, not 1:00. So, and this is the primetime game. So they said, why couldn't it be
nationwide?
Yeah. So
the CBS crew is coming to tailgate.
Oh yeah, they're all here. They're all going to be here in Buffalo. Everyone's going to be here. They got Tony Romo as being yeah. as a commentator for this game. He commentated the last game too, because I just watched some of that game.
Tony, I think Tony's fine, but sometimes his comments are pretty funny.
Yeah. He goes a little far. But guys, thank you. It's always good to talk ball with you, Robyn.
I love you.
I love you too. And guys, thank you guys for always showing up.
Thank you.
Everybody in the comments.
Love you.
We love you. You know what time it is. It's always Go Bills. Peace out, y'all.
Love you.